What is up? I just got all my new gear for this year and I'm super hyped because I am fully set now. I just got my new fresh deck, bindings, and a new split board. It's my first split board, so I'm super hyped. I want to show you what I'm going to be rocking this year, how I set my gear up, and then the most important part of all, the sticker job, how that's going down, and show you what I like to rock. Okay, so first thing, this is the board that I just got last week. Haven't had time to set it up yet, and I was kind of waiting to set it up and ride it because it's kind of rocky out there. We don't have like the best coverage yet, but I can't even tell you how excited I am for this board. It is the Salomon Ultimate Ride. This is going to be my daily driver, the board that I use every day on the groomers. Might take it in the park a little bit, although I do have another park board, which I'll show you in a little bit. But this is the Ultimate Ride, Bodie Merrill's go everywhere, do everything board. And I'm really excited for this because they totally switched it up this year. They made it a little bit softer flexing, and then it's super wide. So I'm riding the 158 in this board, which is a 263 waist width. So it's ultra wide, which is cool. I've been waiting to get on a really wide board because that means I can carve super hard, get high up on the edge before my boot hits the snow. So I'm stoked on that. Let's pop this bad boy open. As you can see, got my name on it right there. Sandwich, if you don't know, my name is Sandwich Bag. That's what everybody around here calls me. And Lufkin hooked it up from Salomon with the Highlander bindings as well. Calling it out, Sandwich Bag right there. Best feeling in the world. And I do this almost every day, setting up other people's boards, but it feels better when it's your own. Pulling that plastic off, baby. Woo! Oh, baby. That red, black, and white looks so clean. Pull all those tags off. Oh. Sick Salomon sublimated graphic on the base, which I'm hyped on, no die cuts. Oh, this just looks like a dream machine. Straight up Ultimate Ride. All right, next up, another thing that I'm super stoked on is the Highlander binding, which I'm gonna be throwing on this board. And the reason why I'm excited is because this is my first pair of all white binders, baby. Looking fresh. I've ridden this binding since they came out with it 2 or 3 years ago, and I really like it. Pretty responsive high back, and then they made a little bit of a softer ankle strap for a little bit of that added comfort. And then this is the shadow fit, so what that means is it's a slightly softer high back, or a heel cup. And that doesn't make it a soft binding, but it just means the binding like moves with you and tweaks with you a little bit when you're like going in and out of turns, and then also when you're grabbing and tweaking, this binding lets you just give that extra little tweak. Freaking hyped on that. Next step is throwing these bindings on, mounting them. I'll show you what I like. I typically go 22.5 inches wide, so I got my tape to measure that out. This does have a reference stance. Looks like reference on this board is like 22.25, which is actually pretty good. I think I'll end up throwing it on the reference just like that. And then what I rock for angles is pretty standard. 15 degrees in the front, negative 15 degrees in the back, because I do ride switch a good amount. Although this is a directional board, you can still ride it backwards, no problem, which I intend to do both on the groomers and in the park. So I like going same ankles, duck stance, 15 degrees on the front, negative 15 degrees on the back. Okay, this other board that I got came on Christmas Day, so it was a very great surprise that it came in. I've been anticipating this forever. It is my brand new Jones Solution Splitboard. In the past, I've only ever borrowed friends' extra split boards or hiking gear, and now I have my very own, and I am like so unbelievably hyped. you know, this is a new avenue for snowboarding for me, which I am like stoked to get into and explore more of. So let's pop her open. Yeah, baby. I went with the 158 Solution. 58's the size board I normally ride, and the Solution's one of the best split boards out there, so you can't go wrong. They just updated the Solution this year too, so it is the exact model of the flagship for this year, which means it has a little bit of taper. I think it's 12 or 15 millimeters of taper, which means it's gonna turn a little better than it had before. And then also, Jones threw in their 3D nose bevel. So the underside of the nose is kind of like the underside of a spoon. So it's 3D this way. There's a little bit of that on the tail as well. That's just gonna make it float extra well in powder too. I can't believe I have my very own split board now. And then the bindings that I went with, Karakoram Recon. This is what they say is their most aggressive binding. I got all black, which you can't go wrong with. And I'm actually going to be able to throw these bindings onto my regular snowboard when I'm traveling, so that I can just bring my solid snowboard, my split snowboard, and one pair of bindings, like when I go to other countries and I want to have my split board. That's kind of the reason I went with the Karakoram over the Spark. And if you're interested in the differences between Karakoram and Spark bindings, the two major splitboard companies, go and check out the video right here. I did a major comparison looking at all the components of each binding and just seeing which was better for what, and just which binding you should go with. Anyway, the last board that I want to show you, which I'll be riding this year, is this bad Larry right here. This is the Salomon Assassin Pro with black Highlander bindings. This was my setup last year, and I got it at the beginning of the season, and then unfortunately I had a major surgery, so I wasn't able to ride at all. So this is pretty much a brand new board for me. I've only ridden it like 2 times. I'm gonna use this as my park board for the season, and then the Ultimate Ride is gonna be more of my like daily driver, powder board, groomer board, just take up on a regular day. Where this will be my park ripper, because it's a little bit stiffer, a little bit snappier, and this is a twin, which I like a little bit better in the park. I've never gotten the chance to sticker this thing up because since I couldn't ride at all last year, I didn't even want to look at this board or think about setting it up. So I will be doing that right after I sticker up that Ultimate Ride. I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I have some Crab Grab skate rails that I picked up also. Most people just put these on flat and straight, right where skate rails would go on a skateboard, but if you really know what's going on, you're putting them where you're grabbing, like your nose and your method, or your tail. Woo! And that is straight and fucking sick. That's what I'm talking about. I think I'm gonna throw this on the nose method style. Method right on the nose, baby. That's sick. Woo! Looking fresh. I'm so stoked on this board. Sticker job brings it all together, but ooh, I haven't done one that good in a long time. Give a flake, Aspen Snowmass Radio. Gotta throw the dead on there, and then of course the Strafe logo. One last thing I like to do on my boards too is to throw something pretty special on there for me, and that is throwing this ant decal on there that I made. I put this on all my boards. It's a little stencil for my buddy Anthony, aka Ant, that passed away a couple years ago. So I throw him on my board, so he's always riding with me, and I just Sharpie that on there.
Sound right, boy.
All right, came out pretty good. That's my aunt. He's always on my board, always riding with me. One last step and then we're all done. Throwing this Slash for Thad sticker on there too. This is actually another homie that passed away. Pretty crazy thing. This homie Teddy passed away on the same exact day that Anthony passed away. One in Colorado, one in New Jersey. So I rep them both on my board. And I got the little ant holding on to the little snowboard. And there we go. Looking pretty legit. Let's check this whole thing out. Okay, now we're straight up, so ready to rock. I couldn't be more hyped. Haven't done a sticker job in a long time, but I think it looks pretty good. Repping everything I need to rep, repping everybody I need to rep, and there you have it. Can't wait to ride this board. Last thing I gotta do, that's about a year overdue, is sticker up this Salomon Assassin Pro 2 so that it's ready to rip all the time.
It sound right, boys.
Woo! That's looking good. This sticker right here is called a Snowy Pineapple sticker. That is my snow cone business in the summer. If you want any of these stickers, hit me up in the comments and I will ship you out some. I've got pink, white, teal, dark green, and black. Let me know, they look sick on a snowboard. Last step, Jeff Brushy Trout Stomp Pad. Just grabbed it today. And we're gonna see how she works out. All right, so the Assassin Pro is all stickered up too. Went kind of crazy on the colors with this. I usually stick to like a colored pattern, but this one I was like, you know what? We'll go rainbow. Yeah, looking dope. So I've got my two full setups for the season, Salomon Ultimate Ride and Salomon Assassin Pro, both with Highlander bindings. I cannot wait to get out there. Especially on this board. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe. I will be doing giveaways at every 100 subscribers. We're just about to hit 300, so stay tuned for that because I'll be giving away a pair of goggles and you don't want to miss that. But anyway, thanks for hanging out and checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
It sound right, boy.